Hello guys and welcome back to another Fifa23 Drayton Town career mode. So it's going to be a very emotional roller coaster episode. There's a lot happens in this episode. There's a lot of goals, there's a lot of action-packed stuff, there's a lot of fun, and there's also some, I guess, disastrous news to one of our players, which could potentially change the aspect and the course of the season, and that is no joke. It's an injury for a couple of months, and you'll get to see that later in the episode, so stick around to see who it is. But it is disastrous for us who it is and what it can do for the season. I'm going to say now it's not me, because I've not been having a great season anyway, so it wouldn't matter in that respect. But we have an FA Cup game to get underway with. I actually opened the scoring after 25 minutes. It was a tight game. Sheffield Wednesday defended quite well, but we managed to break the deadlock through myself, who's not actually been scoring a lot of goals. You might remember that it's been very disappointing for me, but yeah, finally actually getting on the score sheet and breaking the deadlock with a goal. Regardless of in the cup, it's actually nice to get on the score sheet in that respect. And then I score again in weird fashion, in all honesty. The ball just sort of bounced in the air, and I hit it as I sort of did an overhead kick, scissor kick type shot, but it was still a good goal in that respect. Michael Smith actually pulled one back for Sheffield Wednesday. Kind of poor defending. I know it is sort of like a mixed shift team, and it is our second sort of team in that respect, but still pretty poor defending from ourselves, so we should be doing better. And then here, Dave does really well, goes on a really good run actually, dinks in a really good cross. Ocean just couldn't get there, probably because of Ocean's height in all fairness, but it dropped down to Danny, just trying to pick his corner out, and it was actually a half decent save from the goalkeeper. But anywhere else we might have actually had a chance of scoring that. And then here Danny wins it back, dinks it in. Ocean actually wins the header and it goes over, but the fact that Ocean did win the header is an achievement in itself for such a small man. And then here just sort of picks on from Sheffield Wednesday. They actually work it really well down this sort of left hand side. It's good football here, just comes inside. It's a good pass, one touch football actually from Sheffield Wednesday. They grew into the game. It's a good through ball. Couple of step overs, and it's a good placement, and it's back 2-2. Really interesting goal, but really patient build up from Sheffield Wednesday, which paid off. And then here, Ocean times his run absolutely fantastic, has a good shot. It's a half decent save, probably one you expect the keeper to make, but Ocean did actually kind of hit it straight at him in that respect as well. So very frustration from Ocean. And then on the corner, it was actually really decent delivery, just couldn't get our sort of leg to it at the end there, but actually really close to doing so. And then a mistake from the Sheffield Wednesday defender. Jack pounces on it and makes it 3-2. And I think that's the first time in a long time that the AI have made a mistake and we're able to sort of like capitalise on it. Normally we make a lot of mistakes and we do get punished for them, so I'm actually half pleased that a mistake was made here. You can see a mistake from us was made. Speaking of mistakes, Wilkes dinks it up and over the goalkeeper. Alfie had to come out to try and close the gap. He might have saved it if he stayed in, like, sort of in his net, maybe. Don't know, but an action-packed game really makes another goal. And then Sheffield Wednesday out of nowhere go in front, tore out the sort of the book. They go in front for the first time. We had to go full throttle really, and we did bring on the big guns, shall we say. Which worked because Neil scored to make it 4-4 with a couple of minutes to go, sort of 15 minutes to go really, so time to get that level. It's a really good finish from Neil. And then straight from kickoff, we win the ball back quite high up the pitch actually. It's won back by Ian here. It's a good tackle, falls to Mikey. Tommy picks it up and just runs and runs and runs. There's a power shot from Tommy, just curls away from the goalkeeper and goes in the back of the net. And we're now 5-4 up. So Sheffield Wednesday leads did not actually last very long. But yeah, it was absolutely roller coaster of emotion in this game. We're miles in front, then they come back, then they're in front, and then we come back and now we're in front. So absolutely fantastic scenes. Money's worth for a neutral in that respect. A lot of goals being scored. And then, out of nowhere, Mikey dinks one into the corner to make it 6-4. And then you're thinking, right, the game's definitely over now. It was actually a half decent finish from Mikey. And then 6-4 up after Mikey's finish. And then there's a ball over the top. Mikey does well. I thought it was a foul, but it wasn't. It fell to B in the 88th minute. Drills it through the keeper's legs to make it 7-4. In an absolutely sensational game. 11 goals scored is incredible stuff, and an absolutely fantastic game to be a part of. Really fantastic game. 11 goals in an FA Cup, so highest probably in that game. And the funny thing is Wilkes actually got a hat-trick in the match ball and ended up on the losing side, even though he scored 3 and his team scored 4. Incredible stuff, fantastic. So really good from us, and pleasing. We're into the next round, and hopefully we can go far in the FA Cup. A big game next, Bristol City. Remember, in the rain at Bristol, we lost 2-0 in probably one of the worst performances, I would say, that we've done this season. Didn't get going, conceded 2 early goals, missed a lot of opportunities that game. Just was not an absolutely good game for us, in all fairness. And then here, early on, we do really well. What a ball that is from B into Mikey. Takes a touch. It's straight at the goalkeeper, so I'd have to say it is very poor goalkeeping because he should save it. It goes through him, wet surface or not. I think you should be saving that realistically. But yeah, it's a very, very poor save. Well, it's not even a save really, it's just a poor attempt from the goalkeeper. Mikey scores to make it 1-0 really early on, and then he grabs the second. Look at this for a finish. Dinks it up and over the goalkeeper. Keeper just doesn't even... He's like not even moving for it. He's just standing there and applauding it. He knows it's in. And I know a lot of keepers hate getting chipped, especially from that far out. But yeah, not good for Bristol City. We're doing what they did to us at their place. And then here, Mikey's just away. He's just going and going and going, and then unselfishly squares it into myself, taps it in for 3. In real life, when we used to play football, Mikey did that for me, and I actually missed and hit it over the bar, and it was actually closer. So thankfully this time I'm able to put it into the back of the net and save Mikey having a go at me. And then the defining moment in the season, Mikey goes up for a header, and he actually stays down. The play actually continues. I didn't think much of it. I didn't even see it on the radar. I was just trying to defend this sort of counter-attack here. The referee actually blows the whistle to stop the play. What I'm more pissed off about is the fact that Mikey, or the ref, should have blown it for half-time, because the cross came in and cleared, but the 2 minutes was up. Like, that's it. You've played your 2 minutes. And 2 minutes later, Mikey is now there. It actually is a serious injury, in all fairness. So, kind of annoyed that the referee allowed games to, continue and stuff. So, really annoyed. So Ocean comes on, big boots for him to fill. Sov does well, claims that ball, releases it really quickly into Ocean, who's a sub. He just runs and runs and runs. And this is what I like about Ocean, in all fairness. He's very good. He lays it on a plate to nil. He finishes emphatically into that top corner. No keeper saving that. Makes it 4 on 69 minutes. And yeah, it's Mikey's defining moment of the season, when you've got a striker who's got so many goals this season is out, and you have to potentially change your style of play because of injuries and stuff like that. It does make a big difference in that respect. So then B goes on the counter-attack, and I think a lot of our goals have come from wide positions, in all fairness. B does add a 5th. It's a great goal, good finish from him. But yeah, you just might have to change the way you play with Mikey, who wins a lot of headers in the air from crosses, set pieces, and especially defending as well. Something that we've got to look into going forward. And then here, Chris already on a yellow, didn't want them to score, really wanted a clean sheet, go through him, every man for himself really. Good team effort from Chris. I know you're 5-0 up, but we need them clean sheets, so fair play to Chris. He will only miss 1 game, but it's only 1 game compared to Mikey, who will be out for 2 months, and we're just on the 18th of January, so he will miss the rest of January. He will then miss the whole of February, and he will miss half of March, potentially all of March, depending on how quickly he can come back. It's really, really devastating for us. It is a defining moment in our season because we have been playing so well, and we are where we are because of Mikey. You don't score So many goals. Look, I'm just gonna. This is halfway. Just ignore the goals for the rest because it does change as the episode goes on. But he's got 28 goal contributions and 8 assists. It is a massive change in our season. You look at a couple of other people who have actually sort of picking up there. You know, at the end of the episode, it does change. So keep an eye out to who does score between now and the end of the episode, just for the numbers. But Mikey's got 28. It's a massive impact. Whether it impacts the players or the teams, I don't know, but it's something that we will need to look into, especially as we go into Birmingham next as our next home game. It's a midweek game, more rain, but this is the last league game of the episode because we do have an FA Cup game right on the last day of the month, so there is 2 more games in this episode. So we start with Birmingham. I'm just going to change their kit just because they're in blue and blue with us, so we're into their red kit. Birmingham are actually halfway down the table, pushing towards the bottom end of the table, so I would like to think that this could be a routine victory, but again, this is something, our first game without Mikey, changing stuff. We actually get really lucky. I tried to play a ball with B into Ocean. I just thought, I'll give it into Ocean, build his confidence up and get him a goal. It actually ricochets back to B from the defender, so B does put it into the back of the net. And then nothing until the second half, really late in the second half. We play it across the box. B actually puts in a really good ball. Alfie was almost there. Ocean wins the header. It's touched onto Joe. It's a really good touch, and it's a fantastic curling finish into the far corner to make it 2-0 after 50 minutes. And yeah, you think it's all right without Mikey at the moment, but I'll tell you what, it does. It will make an impact. But Ocean will have to really grind and play really well when he is up top. And then he actually does play me in, take a touch, curls it round the goalkeeper. Half decent finish in that respect, just making use of the defender that was there to curl it round him. But yeah, Ocean, he's definitely got to pick it up, and I believe in Ocean's ability. He is a half decent player in this league and this team as well. Jack makes it 4, solo effort for him. Jax is actually scoring a lot of goals. He was our highest scorer in the Papa John's Trophy for like 2 seasons. Scored like 9 in 1 season. They all came in the Papa John's Trophy. So glad that he's contributing in the league. Now, Birmingham's first shot on goal ends in a goal, and it was really weird defending from, I think it's Ian there at the back. I don't know what happened there. It just kind of looked like it went through his legs. So I'd be very keen to know what the game was doing there. But yeah, we end up winning the game 4-1. Disappointing that we don't keep a clean sheet. Probably lack of concentration and poor defending at the end. But more importantly, we get the victory, and then we go into the FA Cup game against West Brom. A very difficult game because West Brom are a very good side. They're like, I think they're up there in the Championship anyway. But yeah, it was always going to be a difficult game. This is our second string team really, and it gets off to probably the worst start actually. 4 minutes in, I believe it's Jed Wallace that scores. The former Pompey player as well, comes back to South Coast club in that respect, even though he's not playing for that. And then 20 minutes into the game, it's good football again. He just lays on the plate for Wallace again, scores a second. But when you got like Dean Garner and all these players, Wallace, West Brom have Thomas Asante, who signed from Salford. Like when they've got all these good players, it really does make a difference to how you play. Asante does really well, lays it in, and then Cleary hits the post, but it comes back to Asante. And again, it's nothing to do with like your controls and that. It's just the way the game goes. You just don't get lucky. Like there, you put in a good challenge, it falls to their player. They hit the post, it falls back to their player. Like it's just silly little things that do my head in like that. We don't clear it anyway, which is obviously our issue as a defence and as a team. But then they go on and score and make it 4. I pushed everyone up. I was really annoyed. Jack's on the score sheet, a couple of goals for him in back-to-back games, but he makes it 4-1. Slight comeback, but as you can see, West Ham have got more people in the box than we actually do. Trying to just push forward. It's poor defending again from us. Alfie beating his near post. Questions probably asked about Alfie's worth as a keeper. B actually gets on the score sheet and makes it 5-2. But that actually is how it finishes. It's a disappointing result. It is a clean, another hat-trick against us, which we kind of got to stop. We were lucky with one because obviously one was on the losing side for the Sheffield Wednesday game, but we really need to stop these hat-tricks against us, stop these goals going in against us. Look, we've got 45 worst goal difference. We are the worst in like the top 9, 10 maybe, so we do definitely need to defend better. Being the highest scorers does help, but when your goal difference is still not as good, because you are letting a lot of goals, it does make an impact. We are second. We are a point behind Palace, so the next couple of months will make or break our season. In terms of that, Mikey obviously is not in our team anymore. He is now going to be injured for quite a lot of it, so we do need to rely on our defence, hopefully, to get a lot of goals and clean sheets. And then speaking of goals and clean sheets, here is our stats. Sob's got 8 clean sheets, Ian's got 1, Alfie's got none. Not very good for Ian or Alfie. Sob almost on 10 goals, as you saw. 28 from Mikey, obviously that doesn't change. B grabbed a fair few, Neil grabbed a fair few, Joey and Ocean and Jack's also grabbing a couple of goals when you saw it halfway through the episode. But that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. Really appreciate you watching. I am now on TikTok, so follow that. It is the same as my YouTube. Come say hi, leave a like, and also subscribe to this channel if you are new, and I shall see you all for the next episode. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. See you later.